Hey, hey YouTube, and specifically, hello, Post-it Note Guy. That's a hell of an introduction to just cough in your ear like that. Sorry. Um, I just thought I'd reply to your questions that you put up here. You said, "What is a new atheist?" A new atheist is kind of a term describing uh, the most recent wave of atheists who basically adhere to, or not adhere to, but who are fans of Richard Dawkins and Sam Harris and Christopher Hitchens and their books like uh, Letter to a Christian Nation and I suddenly can't remember the title of Dawkins' book. Regardless, the so that's what a new atheist is. And how is New York not better than the pyramids? Uh, I don't. I didn't make any, statement that New York is better or worse than the pyramids. But as far as longevity, New York City probably won't outlast the pyramids as a recognizable landmark. I mean, if you give New York City, if all humans abandoned it today, you give it 500 years, it's going to be a nice little island, nice little Manhattan Island. Essentially, the buildings will eventually collapse, and anything that is not stone on stone is going to implode pretty quickly. Um, so, in the pyramids themselves, I mean, they're simply stone, so they're not going anywhere. For example, I mean, anyway, I think I explained that um, New York will survive longer than the pyramids. You're just wrong. Okay, maybe I am, but I don't think I am. I think that if you remove people from the planet, that there would be evidence of New York there for a long time. Um, but uh, as a recognizable landmark, it would simply vanish. The pyramids obviously aren't going anywhere unless they get covered in sand dunes. So, okay, Hoover Dam is more impressive than the pyramids. I guess that's subjective, but that is a good point. I forgot about Hoover Dam. That is a pretty big landmark. However, without controlling the flooding there in the Colorado River, the Hoover Dam could potentially collapse. There is a lot of engineering that goes on as far as to when to release water from upriver and to when to let it out, that sort of thing. So the dam could eventually go out. And my prediction would be that the dam, as a functioning dam, would not outlast the pyramids. Um, Mount Rushmore is silly. I agree. I hate it. How do you counter the claim that historical records have never required religion for their creation and the fact that religion has been responsible for much destruction of knowledge? How do I counter the claim that historical records have never required religion for their creation? Well, I wouldn't counter that claim. That's a statement of fact. However, my point was in that video that religion has been religion has inspired the majority of artwork and monuments and novelty items and things that people make. Religion has been the inspiration for most of it. I mean, there's relatively few people in the ancient world who are blogging or anything of that nature, but most people would carry around like a little icon, like the Venus of Willendorf type thing that the fat little women they'd put in the fields to make the fields more fertile, that sort of stuff. And that religion has been responsible for much destruction of knowledge. Well, I agree. I can't counter that. I wouldn't. It's just a fact. Religions compete, and with competing worldviews, religion can be and often is an inspiration for book burning and things of that nature. And that is tragic and stupid, and I would never support that. Um, what's good about unity anyway? Well, unity, it's always a debate between the freedom of the individual and the success of the society. But I really don't think that a human being dropped on the planet Earth, or a group of human beings dropped on the planet Earth are going to make much success on their own. I mean, obviously we have to have a society, so that's where I see the good. And the Nazis were pretty unified. Yeah, they were pretty unified. That's true. Religion is not required to hold together a society. I agree that's a true statement. Religion is not required to hold together a society. However, my point is that religion definitely helps a society unify and thrive, in that it's yet to be seen whether we'll have any completely irreligious societies in our history, though I agree that it's a possibility. Now, I live in Northern Ireland, and your assertion that the debate as to whether a society needs religion is over, that there is no debate, is staggeringly, outrageously wrong. Okay, I guess that's your opinion. I don't think you have thought any of this through. Actually, I don't know if I've come to any successful conclusions. I mean, I could be 100% wrong, but I have thought about it a lot. And you didn't even address the fact that the majority of atheist countries today have happy, healthy, and secure societies. Well, there are no... well, the only atheist country that I can think of right now is North Korea. Now, all other countries, you could say that they're atheist in that their governments don't mandate a state religion. So I think that's the best way to run a society, is to have separation of church and state. So, let's see. How to explain the Scandinavian countries? Well, I don't know. Scandinavians are great people, and they've got a good Protestant work ethic, and they're certainly not atheists. I mean, there are plenty of atheists there, I'm sure. I know the statistics say that there are lots of atheists in the Scandinavian countries, but they're not 100% atheist or anything of that nature. And again, I'm not saying that an atheist country doesn't. Atheist countries obviously exist and have existed, but my point in the religion is important for society is that religious societies tend to be more cohesive, unified, and more successful. And I don't think we've seen a society yet in history where there is no religion whatsoever. Well, we have seen North Korea, and I'm not sure exactly what the stats are on that. A lot of that's conjecture, and that's always used as a debate topic. And it's just kind of like, oh, you want to be a Nazi, or you want to be like North Korea, that sort of thing. So I'm just going to stay away from that cliche. What about the improvement of societies with less religion and the lack of improvement of those with more? Well, that's a very difficult statement to back up because the metrics aren't really in on that. I mean, for example, the United States, the successful settlers in this country were devoutly religious. The unsuccessful ones were more kind of do your own thing, and they didn't have a religious purpose. Now, I'm not saying you need a religious purpose to have a successful colony, but I think when you look at, say, how the pilgrims function together and the importance of their faith and the comfort and support that their faith provided, I think it's analogous to the situation with kibbutzes in Israel, where the religious ones tend to do better than the secular ones in hard economic times. Of course, if a society is going to use religious rationale to make bad public policy, that's going to hurt the society. And yeah, I agree 100% that you can have religion can retard a society quite a bit, but religion definitely does help societies quite a bit. Anyway, that's all I got to say, and thanks for commenting.